Giving our honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Mashanakabah, Lazar Queen, Shaogadar Wakab, which is giving double honor to the Apostle Great Millstone. And just getting right into it. Lesson title, finish the race, or finish the task. We were sitting down here to do the bidding of the Lord, do the works, fish, bid to the marriage, you see. So this is what, we should be occupied in. The scripture say, I'm going to start off with that. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. So that's him that seek out the Lord, the law of the Lord, what the Lord is pleased in, how the Lord, what I mean, will want us to, move in his kingdom. And it says, and be occupied in prophecy, pro meaning before, facade meaning to say, occupied in the things that the Lord already ordained from the beginning, but that's just part of the race, but this book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10, it says, I started in verse 9, it says, but we had the sentence of death in ourselves, right, and we bound to these mortal bodies, man, which are bound, which are, which are close to death, it says, but in Yahweh Shah, but in Yahweh, which raised up the dead, who delivered us from so great a death, and doeth deliver, in whom we trust that he will yet deliver us, and we trust that the Lord will deliver us, man. Yahushua, that's Yahushua's name, he delivers, you know, and that's what we, striving for, to be delivered, by the Lord, in the day of the Lord, This book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 13, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right. So once again, we pushing towards the finish line. We at the end of the prophecies. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom, which what that means. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, we are at the end of Esau's kingdom, and we're about to be at the beginning of Jacob being established on the earth in righteousness again. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Right. So that's who's going to be saved. Him that endureth unto the end, man. Once again, we had to be delivered. We ain't gonna be able to just shoot off into space and go up to the Shemayim. Nah, we waiting for the Lord, man. What scripture talk about that, Lord being long suffering, and patience to us. This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24, it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all? All right, everybody running. Everybody trying to hit the finish line. Everybody trying to, hit that, pop the ribbon, if you will, past those finish lines. Everybody doing that. Everybody got their own race, It says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, right? So one received the prize of the race, man. So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible crown, right? And that's what we racing for. The only difference in our race is that we're not racing for these worldly things. The things that moth and rust corrupt, man. That these break through and steal. That's not these things that these people racing for ain't gonna last to see. You know what I mean? The end. It's last to see past the prophecy of the ICBMs, man. You know, it says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, right? But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, right? Discipline. You know, it says, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway, right? So, discipline, so that when I preach to others, I don't be no hypocrite. You make sure you're on the same track as what you're teaching. And that's also a part of that race, man. Making sure, we running to obtain. You know, this book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." Right? Let's say setting aside the sin which is so easily beset us, man, because this flesh is bound to sin. It's bound to go off, man. If you just lead his flesh to its own devices, it's gonna go off. It's gonna do something that's contrary to the ways of the Lord. That's why you have to constantly check your flesh, man. Self evaluation. You know, um, checking yourself. Making sure you're in the right spirit. Because once again, if you lead this flesh to itself, it will go off. That's what this flesh is bound to do. We in these bodies, chains of darkness, man. You know, these bodies are bound to do anything that's wicked. That's pleasing to the flesh. That's why we need them immortal bodies, man. But that's all the more reason why we need the deliverance, man. We need to beat this race. We need to win this race. We need to obtain it. It says, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith. The author and finisher of our faith, right? It's already predestined who's going to win, man. It's already predestined who the Lord is going to deliver. We just have to, continue to, let no man take that crown. Don't let nobody take your seat if you really serious about, being sincere all the way up to the end, and hope. He said, looking into Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, right? Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh. This is why Isaiah chapter 40 verse 28, it says, Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power of the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not? Right, so the Lord ain't fainting, man. He's, this is his race. We're trying to, hit the finish line so that we get to all of the prizes, uh, um, and luxury, all of the, you know, the rewards of the victory of doing what was pleasing to the Lord, man. Enduring. It says, hast thou not heard that the everlasting power of the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He said he giveth power to the faint, right? And to them that have no might, he increaseth strength, right? So, he give power to the ones that's faint. The Lord don't faint and get weary. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, right? Even the young men, right? It says, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. All right, so and that's twofold. Because those spiritual powers are actually going to come where men are going to be able to fly and run at speeds, supernatural speeds, and not get tired, and those prophecies are yet to be come to pass again in this generation. And then also, just spiritually, like, you know, um, you know, they're gonna continue to fight, man. They gonna continue to endure. It says and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Or they it's twofold, like they gonna continue to you know um continue that race. Um, this is the book of Philippians chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh and Yahusha." It says, "Let us therefore, as many as be perfect, be thus minded. And if in anything ye be otherwise minded," actually, it's like, yeah, verse 14 is the point. It says, "I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of Yahweh and Yahusha," right? So that's what we need to be doing. Continuously pressing toward that mark. The victory. The end. The ending of us being tempted, the ending of us being, persecuted, the ending of us being, you know, um, um, you know, looked down upon, for doing His work. We pressing towards that. The prize of the high calling, like the scripture say, it is the Lord's great pleasure to give thee the kingdom of heaven. Right? It's gonna please the Lord to give us the kingdom, man. All we got to do is, once again, just finish that race, man. Finish the race. Keep enduring. Keep fighting against temptations. Keep the discipline up. Keep doing your lessons. Keep doing the studies, doing your reading, do whatever you got to do to please the Lord in order and to, what I mean, make sure that your crown ain't been, given to another man, or your seat ain't been taken up, to another man. But Lord's willing, that's the edifying thought. Give me spirit to listen. Next time I say shalom, why bye ball. Keep the faith, keep it enduring. Shalom.